This gaming setup will inspire you to improve yours. So sit back, take some notes, and let's get started. The first one is Aiden. It shares the same name as me. He's 12 years old. I was just getting started when personal stuff happened. I needed a new setup, so I sold my dirt bike that I didn't use to create this. I chose this layout because of what I've seen on TikTok, and I'm planning to have a triple monitor setup for YouTube and Twitch. And I'm still planning on adding a bunch of personal things to the setup. All right off the rip, we're seeing a blue and white kind of theme, which I already like. I love the sticker on the PC too. We appreciate you. Kill management's not awful. For 12 years old, this is pretty good. If I were to give it a rate right off the rip, pretty decent. What I'd recommend though, you should wall mount these monitors because the way that this stand is going on this desk, I don't feel like it's sturdy enough to hold your monitors, and it seems like it's about to topple over. If you're gonna have like a mount like this, make sure your desk is sturdy enough to hold it, especially since it's already like tilting to the right, as you can see in this image too. Like it's kind of just like leaning forward, right? What I recommend is either wall mounting or get a more sturdy desk that can hold 2 monitors. And then on top of that, for your cable management, it's pretty good for the most part. But what I would say to clean it up is maybe get some raceways for underneath here, or maybe just tuck these cables right here underneath. Maybe mount this USB hub underneath on this side, or even on this side or something like that, and plug them all in. But for the most part, your color theme and everything like that is great. What do you guys think, chat? 1 out of 10. What would you guys rate this setup? 5? Really? 9? Really? A 9? I think it's 6 or 7 for sure. Okay. But yeah, this is Aiden's setup, and I appreciate you submitting. It's awesome to see that you're 12 years old and you have this setup. I mean, you're already killing it, so thank you for submitting, Aiden. All right, moving on to Connor. I really like this setup. Like right when I looked at it, this is the first image I saw. Like, what is this, dude? This is the first image I saw, and I was like, holy shit. Okay, my setup has definitely not been like this forever. I've been several different setups. Currently, this is laid back and minimalistic style that I went for, and it's perfect for what my wants and needs are. I just wanted something inviting and not too cluttered. My previous setups were RGB oriented, and after dabbling with a few more generic gamer aesthetics, I eventually settled on what I enjoy best. Exactly, is what you should do. I could afford this setup by saving my money on all sorts of birthdays, Christmases, and part-time jobs. I would like to add some wall art and stuff like that, and I need to do that in the way with not cluttering the space, and I still figured that one out. We already can see it's fucking crazy nice, man. He's not really like a gamer, right? Like he just wants like a nice inviting setup. I mean, look how insane it looks though. See, like these are the setups that I wish I could build, you know what I'm saying? Like these setups are just really insane. I love these 1 monitor minimalistic setups. Like this is great. Cable management, attention to detail. Look at the cable management. He's mounted his Scarlett Solo underneath. He's got all the raceways, and his cable management's pretty solid and organized. He's got a headphone hanger here, PC's cable managed, and an ITX case, and it just looks incredible, man. And he's running earbuds, and he also has some headphones as well. This thing is awesome. Like this is one of the most insane setups I've seen. Like it's so aesthetically pleasing. I love the aesthetic from the light wood to the plants to the 1 monitor. It's great. I would recommend for you to get a white boom arm instead of a black one, because all of your setup is white with wood. So if you're gonna have like a white, I would even say a white monitor too, like maybe do some 3M to change that around. Like a little attention to details like that would really help this setup out, and I think it will make it a lot better. This thing is beautiful. For 17 years old, man, this setup is absolutely beautiful. I'm just nitpicking things to give you some sort of advice because there's like not really a whole lot to give you. It is insane. I want to say it's a 9.9 out of 10. It looks great, dude. Thank you for submitting, and we're gonna move on. Tyler is up next. He's age 17. I used to game on a laptop with an MX 940, so I decided it's time for an upgrade and went with this. I think my setup's cool, but it needs some pizzazz to make it more unique. I've got a job at a grocery store and resold items in my spare time. I plan to make some shelves, add wall panels, and add a 3rd monitor. You're very right about adding the personality to your setup. I mean, your setup in the starting, like just by looking at a couple of the pictures, is really good. Cable management seems pretty managed there. Your PC, I don't know if you took the glass off for the picture, or you just don't have the glass in general, but overall it looks really good. I love the aesthetic of your PC. This white on white is incredible looking. Like I said, yeah, you were even saying in yours that you want to add some sort of wall paintings or shelves or things like that, and I honestly think you should. You do need a little bit more personality to the setup because it kind of just seems very minimal, which isn't bad. Minimalism isn't bad. I don't want people to think that, but you have to have some sort of like extra thing about you, because like right now I don't know anything about you, you know what I mean? This wall is super perfect. You built your setup in the perfect way possible. I think there's this picture. You built your setup in the best space in the room you could have, because this wall is massively open for you. PC looks nice, monitor orientation is nice, no mouse pad, which you know where to get one. But on top of that, your mic placement is pretty decent. Your pegboard's cool and good placement as well. And your PC looks stunning as well. So attention to detail on this is great. I think it's a solid 7. Thank you so much for submitting, man. I appreciate you. Next one is Micah, and he is age 15. I started with a PC monitor and a keyboard and mouse. I upgraded my keyboard and bought an amazing mouse pad. I also added more stuff like the panels on the shelf, and I think my setup is almost done. In the future, I want to add more lighting. Oh, wow. For 15? What is with these 15-year-olds, man? They are killing it. The most insane mouse pad on the market, by the way. GutzyAiden.com. Already off the bat, we've got some decent cable management. Not a whole lot of cable management, but it's decent enough. And I love this window. This natural light on your setup is like insane. Look at how like this natural light comes in, and you've just got like this really beautiful wall that has the panels behind it and then the shelf. This is beautiful. I love the way that you positioned everything. It has a use and a place. Like the symmetry is perfect. You just killed it. You know what I mean? There's not really much else to say. I mean, the only thing I would tell you though, see how you have these cables coming down? It almost would be better to run them up this leg and then have a raceway over and then cut them out. I would recommend some Velcro. $7 at Walmart or on Amazon. You can buy 2 rolls of Velcro straps, and that would be a lot better than tape. Overall, man, your setup is aesthetically beautiful. For a 15-year-old, this is insane. And thank you for supporting the mouse pads too. I really appreciate it. So for 15 years old, I'd probably say this is an 8 out of 10. His aesthetic is beautiful. Incredible, man. I love this. Thank you for submitting, man. I love seeing these kind of setups. I can't even lie. We're gonna go on to Valentine now. I picked Valentine's setup because she used a green setup, and I haven't seen green setups in a while. So originally I bought this PC for streaming and content creation, but I got tired of most of the games, and now I run creative marketing agency which helps creators achieve their dreams. Beyond that, I'm also working at a gaming company as a game master. Sadly, the shipping and mouse pad is 20 to my country. Otherwise, I would definitely cop for sure. So off the rip, I mean, I love this green setup you've got going. Like, I love the strip on the wall. Your overall aesthetic you're going for is great. I love your camo management too. It's not awful. It's pretty decent for the most part. And then your PC is not bad either. And here's your specs and everything. I love the green aesthetic, and I love that you've got like plants throughout your setup, and then like, you know, plants over here, and then like natural lighting in your setup. I think you've done a really good job with that. The only few advice things I would give is if you're gonna have this mounted like permanently, this iPhone for like your webcam or whatever, I would actually get like a full-blown clamp to be more permanent. I would maybe raise this light up a little higher. That way it kind of fits into the monitor scheme that you're building. If I were you, put the PC on the floor and maybe move it out of the setup, because like right now you're kind of cluttered into one spot. Like you've got all this stuff pushed into one corner. I love that you did the raceways and stuff. I love the color scheme you're going for. I think you're doing a great job of it. I would say this is probably a 6. And yeah, thank you for submitting. Now, Zach is pretty interesting. He's age 17. I've been saving up money for the setup for 2 years, and I've been able to finally afford a setup for my birthday and money from part-time jobs. The reason I've set up like this is because I was inspired by YouTube setups such as Slush, who uses monitor layout, and a few other YouTubers as well. My future plans is to get a monitor, mount, and attach to the wall, and get rid of the stand in the middle of my desk and make upgrades to the PC. Using the same chair, W. The first thing I notice is that it's just really cluttered, right? The monitor mounts seem like a great idea, and once you do that, the Go XLR placement would be good. But your cables behind the PC are pretty messy as well. But what I would recommend is once you mount the monitors, put raceways and put this PC as far back into this corner as you can. I love where you put the nano leaves. I feel like they fit perfectly for what you're doing. You have a setup that is unique, and I feel like you can do really well once you wall mount. I love that you have the window shelf above, so you've got like all these trophies and stuff. That's pretty cool. In my opinion, I would rate this probably a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. If you enjoyed that video, watch this one next, and don't forget to follow the Twitch down below. See you there.